Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharp. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. That almost had a little bit of a singing tone to it. Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave. Wow. Friends, I may have a career on Broadway. I don't know. If this doesn't work out, we'll see. My friends, we have someone who is 1,000 times more amazing than my voice. And that's not really that hard to do. That's why I said 1,000 times. She's a returning guest. I believe it's her third time on the show, if I'm not mistaken. Her name is Michelle. She's got a brand called the Luxe Nomad, and she is here to talk about how she has taken the skills that she's learned to go on to create just a life and a business that fully integrate within themselves. And also, she is both proud and profitable within. And what more can you ask for inside of a business? So with that being said, let me just go ahead and just get the hat warmed up for this episode. Michelle, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Dave. Hi, everybody.
Good morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm in France, the south of France, and it's fabulous.
Sounds fabulous. I mean, just the south of France, just that.
It's giving luxury. It's giving
life. I'm feeling more luxurious just hearing you say it, actually. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the south of Florida right now.
Hey, Florida's fun.
That was almost a luxurious laugh, too. All right. Well, you're happy. I'm happy. That's a good start. Hopefully everybody here joining can join us in that happiness this morning as well. We're going to be talking about your journey here through digital marketing onto digital nomadship and how you've integrated the two, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, nomadship, it's in real life and it's digital for you. And we're going to talk about kind of how you've done that with the brand, because you've, in a unique way, integrated your business with travel. And that's something that a lot of people want to do. And there's, I think, a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Over the years, I've seen people kind of do it with content that, I think isn't appealing anymore. What's appealing, I think, is to talk about things that are kind of within people's reach or somewhat relatable, or maybe a stretch for them, but that they can still see, when you're traveling to a country and you're on a private jet, or you're renting exotic cars in those countries, that's not very relatable, right?
Yeah.
But who needs that, right? Because it's about freedom less than the materialistic items that you can carry along with you. So talk to us a little bit about kind of what brought you into this world in the first place, and how you got the idea for the digital, the Luxe Nomad brand.
Yeah, that's such a great question. So I have been living the brand for about 4 years. So I was born and raised in the Bronx. I lived in New Jersey in 2020 during the pandemic. And when my boyfriend and I started dating, he was already a digital nomad within the US. And so when we first started dating, the first thing he said is, are you willing to live outside of the US, travel, do the van life, do all that stuff? Is your passport renewed? He had all these qualifying questions because he just knew that we were going to be traveling. And so during
green flags.
And so during that time, I had already knew that was the lifestyle that I wanted to live, because I hadn't left the US for 20 plus years back in 2020. And so when we started dating, we did the digital nomad lifestyle in the US first. And then our first international trip was in Mexico. And we did a 3-month trial run to see if we liked it, to see if we still liked each other, also living abroad. And we loved it so much, we went back to the US, sold all of our stuff, packed our bags, and went back to Mexico for the rest of the year. So we did a year in Mexico. And then after that, we lived in Hawaii for 90 days. And then we loved that. And then we went off to living in Europe and the Middle East. And we loved that. And then we did 6 months abroad, 6 months in the US. And we just realized that when we were abroad, we were happier. We were more profitable because we saw our money a lot more. We also enjoyed life a lot more instead of just constantly working and just living the American lifestyle, the hustle and grind all the time. We actually did activities and we met new people and experienced culture. And we documented the whole thing with this thought process that one day we would share it with other people. And so for 4 years, we just collected like 30,000 photos and videos. We know the good, the bad, the ugly of this lifestyle. And the reason why we call ourselves the Luxe Nomads is because, you know, we do travel business class, but we do it smart. We do it with credit card points. You know, we don't stay in hostels. We are 5-star Airbnb hosts, you know, and we teach people how to do it in this way. We do it in a smart way, but we also are multi-6-figure entrepreneurs while we live the digital nomad lifestyle. And so we always tell people, like, the reason why we do that is because every time we're in a new country, we're always inspired to create, always inspired to innovate. And so I actually pitched this idea of our lifestyle to multiple different agencies, and we got rejected multiple times because they just felt like it wasn't something that they can feel like it would be profitable. And so the reason why I was pitching it to different agencies is because I didn't have the digital marketing strategies that you teach in Legendary. So I was looking for agencies to do it for me, to help with the content and the marketing and the landing pages and the emails and all that stuff. And so I had this idea of the Luxe Nomads and teaching people how to live this lifestyle, from getting remote income, creating online businesses, and then living in different countries 3-6 months at a time, while creating virtual income and living abroad for a year. And then it was in October where I saw someone that taught about digital marketing strategies on Instagram. And I was like, man, forget these agencies. Why don't I just learn it and I launch my own brand? And in September, I invested in the blueprints and I took a month to go through everything. I put everything together and I launched in October. And with all the strategies that I learned in the blueprints, not only was I able to launch the Luxe Nomad, I was able to also help my boyfriend launch his real estate company. And now I'm privately mentoring people to launch their own brands in fitness and sobriety with the strategies that I learned here. So it's been really fun.
Well, the first exciting point, well, actually, let me back up. Just congrats. Just, you know, the hats. I'm looking for other things to throw here. I've got like 5 drinks on the desk, but I don't want to clean up a mess, but I'm ready to throw the desk. I bought the blueprints and I took a month to go through everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I do less than that. And every day I focused, like, it was like 2 or 3 hours. Because like I invested in the blueprints with this one thought process: is I was going to learn how to launch my brand. I needed to learn how to create a landing page. I needed to learn how to monetize social media and create content that would attract my ideal clients, my ideal audience. And I needed to bring them into a funnel, capture, and everything that you teach and your team teaches inside the blueprints was exactly what I was looking for. And it did take me a month. It took me from September 20th, I believe, is when I purchased it, and I launched October 23rd of 2023. And it was a grind, you know, and putting it into practice. And it took 90 days of, you know, getting a good audience, because at first I was in the make money online niche because it fit the brand. Because as a digital nomad, you do need to learn how to make money online, whether that's through a remote job, a couple side hustles. And so I started off in that route and it made sense for the brand. But unfortunately, with that type of content, I didn't attract my dream clients. My dream clients are people that, you know, have some remote income or want to learn it, but they're really excited about living abroad and traveling abroad. And so for about 6 months, I was actually in the make money online niche, and I was very profitable. But it wasn't until April when I decided that I was going to go full-fledged into focusing just on the digital nomad lifestyle, living abroad, specifically in Europe, and then launching my own products, launching my own membership, which is our main offer, and then launching my own community. So I transitioned out of that in April. I launched my membership in May, and because I created the right content to tap my audience on Instagram and TikTok, right? Yeah. Saying the right things, speaking about what it is that I do from the perspective of authenticity, and that this is me, this is what I'm doing right now, instead of like what you need to do. Sure. This is me, why I decided to leave the US, why I decided to live in Europe, how I'm able to live this lifestyle. One of my videos went viral, has 1.5 million views. And that video was a very important video for us to go viral in the middle of May, because it finally tapped our audience. And that's why it's so important to be super specific on what your brand is for those guys that are listening. Because if you don't know what your brand is, you can confuse Instagram, and Instagram can bring you the wrong audience. And that can mess up your business in terrible ways. Because when I launched my membership, I had a lot of people, I had 20,000 email subscribers, but they wanted to learn how to make money online, because that was my first niche. But when that video went viral, I went from 5 members in my membership to now we're almost at 30 in 1 month, because that video tapped it. And now that I have my tapped audience, I grew a completely different freebie, like you teach in the blueprints, completely new, different email subscription. And in 2 months, I grew it to almost 8,000 email subscribers.
Wow.
So now I've been able to, create good campaigns that tap that topic. My loves know my topic. And now just yesterday, we had our biggest day. We had 5 new members sign up in our membership. And so that is so important, to be super clear on what our brand is. So that way, when you go through the blueprint and you start creating that content, you know exactly what to say, what type of content to say to trigger the algorithm and attract the right people that will purchase or be a part of what we're creating. Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about what you did was you took the time to learn. I see so many people who invest in various things, and at a certain point, they just realize, and even if they invest in one thing, the reason why I say multiple things, they usually, this particular type of person, which can be all of us, they don't go through everything. They sort of look for like the magic thing, and then kind of get back out onto social media, still kind of looking for the magic thing, and then end up buying 5 more things. Oh no. Still looking for the magic solution. And before you know it, they've bought a bunch of stuff, or it's just amazing how many people, the point I'm making is that don't go through what they buy. So the most important thing, and we hear this time and time again, the people who buy our education and go through it have the greatest chance of success. Now you're saying, wow, Dave, okay, Captain Obvious. The reason why I say that is because it needs to be said. It needs to be said, because it's such a simple, overlooked thing that people just, it's like buying gym memberships and not using it. It's like joining vacation clubs and not using them. It's how many subscriptions do you have that you don't watch? How many books do you have that you didn't read? How many streaming platforms are you a part of that you're not using? Right. We are the kings and queens of consumerism, and we are lacking in the using and taking action section. And if we can bring those two together, not only are we spending less time, money, energy, we're also getting results from the things that we're buying. For us here at Legendary, we know that our training works. How do we know? Well, first and foremost, because we're a product of our own cooking. We eat our own cooking. Right. Second of all, is because we've been in business for 7 years and have enough results, data. You're like the 1,005th guest on this show. That means I've interviewed over 1,000 different clients on this. And that doesn't include all the people I've met at events and gone through courses and on coaching calls and worked with and talked one-on-one with. I'm talking about just 1,000 conversations that you all have heard publicly on the show. The people who take the time to go through the training so they understand the blueprint, that's why it's called that, are able to build the house. Sort of like if I walked up on a construction site and I just grabbed a hammer and a piece of wood and just stood there eventually I'd go, what the hell am I doing? And I'd get frustrated.
Right, right.
Versus either reading the blueprints or having somebody help me understand what the blueprints are and help me to build the home. That's why usually there's an engineer, an architect, a general contractor, a carpenter, in the various different trades on a. The other thing, number two, that I love is that you then got started with affiliate marketing.
Yes.
That is the perfect path to eventually pivoting to launch your own digital product, course, or event. And those are the core 4 blueprints.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you teach. Yeah.
Starting with affiliate marketing in any niche, any niche. Make money online, weight loss, travel, whatever it is. You learn the skills of how to create content. You get over your fears. You begin to take action. You know how to connect your funnels. And so if you do decide you want to pivot, or you then want to launch your own digital product, you understand how to market it, because in affiliate marketing, you're only focused on marketing. I'm going to pause there. Does that, I mean, that's what I heard. And those are the missing pieces that so many people need to understand. That's how it works. And that's why the system that we've laid out works. And this is the big if, it works if you work it, and you worked it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You worked it.
Yeah. And now, I think a lot of people, when they don't start with affiliate marketing, no matter what niche it is, they lose out on so many streams of income. I mean, our membership is one of 20 streams of income that we have, from affiliate partnerships to now we get paid to post reels within the affiliate partnerships that we have. I mean, so many affiliate partnerships, that we're able to put in our email campaigns. Like you teach the second helpings, third helpings, fourth helpings. I mean, we have like 20 helpings, that all fit in with exactly what our audience wants. And so I literally had to hire a bookkeeper because I have like 20 affiliates just paying me. And they're like, I don't even know how much it is, but it's a good amount. And I think when I hear people saying like, oh, I quit affiliate marketing to just focus on digital products, I'm like, why would you quit affiliate marketing to focus on digital products? You can do them both. Like, that makes no sense to me. You can be an affiliate with companies and have your digital products. Like, why would you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're nailing it. And it's so refreshing to hear you saying back the things that you've heard me say, that you've learned. You are successful because you are a resourceful person. You use the resources, not only here, but I mean, you're a sponge. I can just tell. I've talked to you now enough times, and you always come back with the same experience and then more experience about how you both used the thing. You were resourceful with your resources first and foremost, and then learned more as you went. And this is the next thing that people need to understand. Yes, you're going to learn the blueprint. You're going to learn what to do so you're not taking the wrong actions in the education. The second part of the equation is that you are then going to learn through taking action. Talk to us about your journey of learning what makes sense for you. For example, in terms of content creation style, or in terms of the type of content you're creating. What is an example there, and how has the taking action element of launching your business helped you to really get clear? Would you ever have even, would you be where you're at if you would have just sat there trying to figure it all out without actually launching? Or did you have to launch to test things in order to know what you wanted to do and what changes you needed to make the business perfect for you?
Yeah, definitely. Marketing is all testing, and we treat everything like a business. We have one employee, then we have myself as a CEO, and then my boyfriend, who is co-founder and the manager. And so when we started off with the Make Money Online niche, we posted a lot of like remote job side hustle videos. and people were eating that up. And so we were just taking note as to what people liked. We always vetted all of the remote jobs to make sure that people were getting the right information. So people enjoyed that. And then when I transitioned into the Lux Nomad brand and focusing on, you know, the Lux Nomad brand and exactly what it takes to live a different lifestyle, we started doing different videos as like 3 reasons why I decided to leave the US, and people ate that up. Why I will no longer live in the US as a 30-year-old woman. People ate that up. And so we just always looked at the analytics to see what is it that people like. And we noticed that people love it when I talk, when I do talking head videos, and people love the top 3, 4, 5 reasons why I will no longer do this, or 3 reasons why I will no longer do it in this way, or the struggles that I deal with as an American living in Spain, you know, and like people just love the quick information and they love to hear me talk about it. And then we also noticed that people really like the text on screen, 5 ways to get your dog to move to Europe. But we noticed that the ones that had the most views are always the ones of me talking. So if it wasn't me just taking action and going and messing up and having videos that don't do well and then having videos that do great, I would never be able to now be at a place where every video I make goes viral, Dave. It's crazy. Now it's taken some time, but because we study the analytics, we know exactly what our audience wants. We now I can create content on a weekly basis and know exactly what script to write. So that way it doesn't take me 3 hours to make videos, and know exactly what trending audio to use, what footage that I need to use. And I can make 5, 6, 7 videos in one day, and I'm good for the week, and know that it is going to bring me 300 new leads in my email subscribers. It's going to bring me about 1,000 new followers a day. And I'm going to make multi 4 figures a week in doing it. And that's exactly how it's been. So it's always been about taking action, testing, failing, regrouping, restructuring, pivoting. And now we have, you know, the key performing indicators within our brand and our content that tells us, okay, these are the type of videos you got to make. And we know the exact results that we're going to get.
Creating predictable, scalable systems only comes through testing and trial and error. And that is the absolute holy grail of any business, is to have a predictable business, a systemized, scalable business that you can somewhat predict. What you just said is sort of the ultimate. I mean, to know that when you put something out, it is going to be exactly what your customers are looking for, what your audience wants. It is going to generate, you have something that you can give them. And we're talking specifically for this business model. You have something that you can give them that's going to generate leads, because traffic, if you reverse engineer business, and what's the most important element of a business? That it makes money. I mean, we can loving your business is a plus, but I'm still going to take a dry cleaning business if it's a good profit, money making, predictable business.
Right.
Those boring businesses are still good businesses. I may not be passionate about dry cleaning or laundromats, but it's now, if you love and have passion for your business, all the better, right? And so if your business is making money, that's the number one most important indicator, and that it's moral, legal, ethical, and legal, legal. The second thing that's most important to a business that creates sales is leads. Yes. I need leads.
Yes.
The third most important thing to we're reverse engineering this. Right. The third most important thing to a business is traffic. Yeah. Because traffic coming to my funnel creates leads. A certain amount of people are going to opt in. Then a certain amount of people are going to go on to buy, either immediately or through email follow-up or through some other method. You invite them to a webinar, or you invite them to reach out to you and get on a call. But the bottom line is traffic equates to leads, and leads equate to sales. I mean, I've been explaining this to some of our clients here over the past couple of days that, you know, a business is sort of like a circle. And if you think of that circle as having 100% of the results that you could get from your business, and inside of that circle is another circle, and that's 20% of that core in the middle is the 20% of things that you do that create 80% of the results. And so basically the circle is sort of, you know, the things that you could do every day. Let me put it like that. And so a lot of times we get up in the morning and we start on the outside of that circle, and we have to get to the inside of that circle. And usually we get distracted somewhere out in the outer kind of 80% of activity that only creates 20% of less of what gets results. Going back and checking our funnel, I remember some of the things I used to do. Oh, I'm going to get business cards. I remember when I first started, I was like, I need to order a mouse pad that has my domain on it, so I can have so I went to Vistaprint, right? The free, because I didn't have any money, right? So I went to free. Oh, I'm going to order a mouse pad. All this BS. That's an extreme example, but all this BS, this stuff that has no bearing on. Why was I doing that? Because I was lost, distracted, or avoiding getting to the middle 20%. What I'm really trying to say, friends, is there's only a couple of things in your business that make the most impact. Everything else might make some impact, but it's not a big lever. So you need to close your eyes and you need to hold your breath and run from the outside of that circle to the inside of that circle every morning and get to those top 1 or 2 most important things inside of your business that are going to generate traffic, leads, and sales. Now, you just gave us a few of those. You have done the testing and know what messaging works with your audience. Right. And so you're able to script and record the videos for the week, whether that be 5 or 6 videos on, say, Monday or Tuesday or whatever day it is. Right. I mean, if you look at your week, right, and it's Sunday or whatever, whenever you start your week, I would guess that making sure that you take the time to get clear on those videos, if you're going to script them and then record them, that's your number 1 most important thing. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's my moneymaker. That's my lead generation tools. That's what's going to bring me the traffic. It's my videos. So what's like number 2 for you? I mean, once you have videos out of the way, what else is something that is like you, the CEO, the brain and the brawn, right? Not to minimize your boyfriend's impact, but hey, tell me his name again. Paul.
Hey, Paul, what's going on, buddy? She keeps looking at you, so I know you're there. What's the second most important thing? We're just going to try to help people understand from an inside perspective. What are the top 2 or 3 things? We've got video content. What else is like number 2 top priority thing for you to make sure that you do in the week or even every day?
Emails.
Write your emails out.
Yeah. Copywriting is so important. And so I think there was you actually have a video about this in, I think, the Digital Product Blueprints, but basically he was saying that, like, don't just focus on like the automation, the emails and automation, also send out some broadcasts. And so I've been doing that as well. Like 3 times a week, I'll send out broadcasts on things that fit the brand, value-based content. Sometimes it'll have affiliate links. Sometimes it won't, it'll just be some value-based content. And so the types of emails that I've been sending out is value-based content, client spotlight, client testimonials has been crazy. And then also educational content. And the educational content always has affiliate links in there. And so like just yesterday, we sent out an email talking about like some education. It had affiliate links in there. And we made like a good 4 figures yesterday just off of one email. And it wasn't even the video. It was just email. And so copywriting and getting better at my copywriting has been like the second most important thing that has helped me tremendously.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And yes, the combination of those automated follow-up emails and live broadcast can just be so powerful. I mean, I think we have this tendency, and we all have it, even I did, and mostly don't anymore, but you don't want to bother people when you kind of first start? You think, well, I don't want to email them too much, maybe once a week. It's like, no. I mean, some old school marketers taught me 13 years ago. They gave me some marketing phrases that may come off a little bit aggressive to some people, but take it with a grain of salt. Email them until they buy, die, or unsubscribe, you know?
That's a good way to put it.
because they
oh my God.
are big boys and girls.
Right. They the girl sent me in my email. She was like, Michelle, can you keep it at 1 a month? I said, no, you can just unsubscribe.
Let me unsubscribe for you.
Yeah, let me do it for you. Right.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're gonna hear from me once a month.
How am I supposed to book my flights?
Right. Let me, I'll email you once a month. Wait by your email and look for it. Goes over and unsubscribes her. Right. It's like, I mean, that's the other thing. I want to talk a little bit about mindset with you. This sort of lack mentality that we can have when we start, that there's, only so many people in the world, or that a market is saturated, or all these other kind of lies that we tell ourselves. Maybe we heard somebody. I mean, I think we make some of these up because they kind of are, they're good questions to ask. Like, is something saturated? I mean, okay, it's a good question to ask, but also we can make up just excuses to just not do things too, like, why even bother? Or, she or he's doing it already better than I could do it, right? With the comparisonitis. What were some limiting beliefs that you had to overcome? I mean, you seem so confident. You seem like you have it all together, but I know that you're a human being. I just kind of have this feeling. Yeah. So what is something that you had to overcome in terms of a limiting belief to get to where you're at now to go bigger?
Yeah. So I think my biggest struggle or limiting belief when I got started was I really compared my content to other people's content who've been doing it longer. And they were making much more money than me. They had more followers than me. And so I have been in the online space since I was 17 years old. I'm 32. And so comparing myself was a limiting belief. Like, I can never do it like her. I can never get as much followers as her. Wow, her videos are so good. Look at all these comments. And then I'll post my video and it's like crickets. And then just something clicked for me. And I was just like, I don't have to be like her. I don't have to create my content like her. I could do it different and fill in a gap in the market of what's missing in the market right now. What is missing in your niche? How can you fill in the gap and be different and stand out? That was like my biggest focus. And I think the reason why a lot of people feel burned out or feel like this may not be working for them is because they're trying to be like everyone else who makes it seem like they're successful or making more money than them. But inauthenticity always leads to burnout. When I focus on being authentic and just sharing from a place of like, this is me, this is my life. And if you like it, I can teach you how to do it. If you don't, I'm still going to do it, and coming in from that place, it's so much fun recording videos. It's so much fun writing these emails because I'm doing it from a place of this is me, my authentic self, and so those were the limiting beliefs. And now I just focus on just me. I unfollowed a lot of people. I don't scroll anymore. I just focus on my content. How can I be better? I post, I automate my comments, and I'm out. So yeah. Yeah.
Good for you. Get out of there. It's like protect your mental, right? I mean, just what these are the most important holes on our body, protect them at all costs, right? I mean, it's like, we we're always protecting other parts of our body, but we just let any old thing, any old guy, any old girl right in those eyeballs, in those ear holes. And it's like, man, protect those things, man. Protect those things like you protect every other part of your body. I mean, don't let anybody in there, don't, have some sort of, mental protection. I'm trying to keep it real PG here. I mean, because it's like, golly, man. I mean, we kind of all know, like, not to just sit down and drown ourselves in the news. I mean, we know that that's mostly BS. They're just trying to, they are the original clickbaiters. They're the original bait and switchers. Right. I mean, they just want to sensationalize, and they want us to be sitting there in fear, running negative news. I mean, I've had my fair share of just sensationalized crap, one-sided horse manure. But the truth is that it's also all over the internet now. And it's, it's not like the news people and the people that we need to protect ourselves are no longer sitting at a desk as an anchor in a suit. That they're also just on their phones, and they're like, we need to just be super conscious and super aware and super awake. And I love how you said that. Post it and get out of there. Mm-hmm. What else have you learned, if you were to look back, one thing that stands out to you that you've learned about yourself throughout this journey?
I learned that anything that I set my mind to, I'm going to be successful. I think I'm like one of the most dangerous entrepreneurs there is. That's what I tell myself. Because when I invest in a course, or if I invest in some education and I take my time to study it the way that I know how to, it's game over. It is game over. And so I learned, and that's why I'm very careful on what I invest in, and I take my time and I figure out what's the next step? What is the next investment that I need to make? What is the next course that I need to purchase? What is the next video that I need to watch? Because, and I'm careful with that, because when I do study it, it's game over, so I really learned that I don't need to be like anybody else. I am amazing exactly the way that I am. And that my personal growth sometimes is pretty scary on how quickly I can grow. And it's truly because I do focus a lot on my education, probably because I was a college dropout. I didn't finish college. And so I'm just so addicted to just investing way less than what I would have spent in my college education, in different e-learning platforms, and just studying and learning and having my hands in all the places that can help me create generational wealth for me and my family. So that's something that I've learned about myself.
What have you learned through this experience about your boyfriend, Paul, and working with somebody, whether that be a partner who is your boyfriend or somebody who is just your partner?
Yeah, something that I learned is that we have different strengths. Paul is not, his strength is not to be the CEO of companies, but he is amazing at connecting with people, building relationships and partnerships. Most of the affiliate partnerships that I have is because Paul reaches out to 10, 15, 20 companies that fit our niche, and we sign up to be affiliates for these companies. He is amazing at, getting us affiliate deals and negotiating the affiliate percentages. So he's amazing at connecting and networking and building those relationships, but I will not have him build a funnel for me. That's where I come in. My strength is I can build the funnel, I can build systems, I can build processes, I can build a whole company in 30 days. And then Paul takes over when it comes to building the relationships and reaching out to people. So really understanding what our strengths are and not having him try to be like me and vice versa has been super crucial in our partnership. What are his strengths? Give him work that he can shine, instead of me saying you should have done this, you should have done that. Why can't you be like me? That doesn't work. Whatever his strengths are, I give him work that provides his strengths. And just me as a CEO, I know what my strengths are. That's what I focus on. And that's how we create such a beautiful partnership.
Beautiful. Wonderful to hear that, and such a blessing to have a partner. Now, there's many people who have been successful without a partner. The large majority do not work with their spouse, but it's a great insight for those of you who may want to embrace the differences instead of looking at the differences as weaknesses.
Right.
If you were to go back, as we bring this in for a landing, this has been just beautiful. What advice would you give to yourself if this place, if you were to be able to fly back and sit on your shoulder when you were first starting, is there anything that you would say to yourself?
I think I would have told myself, just don't compare. Just stay focused. I trust my gut so much. And sometimes when you compare yourself and you look at someone else doing better than you, or you think they're doing better than you and they're not,
Yeah.
you think they're doing better than you. But your gut is telling you like, no, you can probably be bigger, or you're probably going to just do things differently. That was my gut the whole time. That, when I got in this space, there were so many people just, sharing everything that they were making and doing. And I was just like, my gosh, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17 years old, and I'm seeing people flash their income online. And in my gut, I just knew that there was something off, and that I was going to do it differently, and that I was going to do it in a bigger way. And so I wish that I just did not, I would have told myself, like, just unfollow everybody, focus on you, do it your way, and just keep moving forward. It's going to all work out.
Yeah, I love that. Put the blinders on. Something my dad always told me. I didn't even know what that meant for the longest time. I was like, what does that mean? I mean, I got it, like blinders, but I didn't know that horses in races, when they're racing, wear blinders. Right. To just, it's like such a simple thing, and it's such an obvious thing. Maybe we need to like make some human blinders somehow, some way. Maybe somebody can make that for us. I don't know. Maybe AI will do that at some point, but for now we're left to our own devices. And that's part of the challenge of being an entrepreneur, but it's also part of the benefit of listening to experience from people like yourself who have come ahead. And that's why we do this show. And that's why these conversations are powerful. They keep us fired up and in the know to give back. They feed our spirit to be able to do this, but also for those of you listening, hopefully this experience helps you. That's the other reason we do this. Right. First and foremost, selfishly, this fires us up, keeps me in the game. And I love talking to people who are in our community and who are, early entrepreneurs. The fire in the belly of an early entrepreneur is like none other. But for those of you listening, if you can take this experience and actually like not just use it as entertainment, but use it as real wisdom to avoid the pitfalls that some of us have just to take our experience and just like learn from it, to fast or to speed up your progress, then, you're combining, your own resources with actual wisdom, right? That's learning from somebody else's experience. And so thank you for being so like transparent, vulnerable, honest, and just like laying it all out there for us, like your whole journey. It's just so apparent and obvious, and we can track it back because this is like your third time on the show, and just different points at which I've talked to you, and, we've gotten these little snapshots of your journey. It's just really beautiful. So Michelle and Paul, in the background there, thank you for your time today. Once again, it's just such a benefit and a blessing to us, and enjoy the South of France.
Thank you so much, Dave. It's always great talking to you, and thank you for creating what you created. You've changed our whole businesses, and we're always going to give back and share what you've taught us. So thank you so much.
All right, Michelle, we'll talk to you later. Okay.
Talk to you later. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, my friends, you can go and find and follow Michelle and her boyfriend Paul in the background at Michelle the Lux Nomad. Michelle, Michelle, the Lux Nomad. Lux is Lux. Lux Nomad. Michelle the Lux Nomad. My friends, what really else is there to say? This is an episode that's worth putting on replay for many of you who feel stuck or are struggling, feel like you're chasing your tail, or who are just getting started, to take notes and listen diligently and detailed about the tips and experience that she gave, from getting started to going through the education to starting with affiliate marketing and cutting your teeth. This is something we say in the US. I am only saying that because I had a guest yesterday from India. She was in London. This is a saying, cut your teeth, get your experience, get your feet wet, right? With affiliate marketing, selling somebody else's product until you are ready to then pivot and sell your own digital product, coaching program, event. My friends, it was poetry this morning, how she has taken the things that I've said and fed them right back to me. That's how you know that somebody did the work. They did the work. And so if you have not done the work, do it, because you really can't be mad at anybody else except yourself. And it's not about being mad at yourself, but it's about wasting valuable time. Your life is so precious. Each moment is so precious. And you have an opportunity to build the life that you want and that you deserve. And so take action. Give yourself the gift of learning and then applying that knowledge and see how far you can go. With that being said, my friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode of Wake Up Legendary. Thanks again to Michelle. You can find her at Instagram and TikTok, Michelle the Lux Nomad. And my friends, get out of here. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode of Wake Up Legendary. Peace.